Hi everyone, this is Chloe Castilla from Winthrop CME. I'd like to introduce you to a easy-to-use voting tool that you can use in the classroom or at a conference, and you use it with your cell phone, and it's free and it doesn't use an app, only a web page. So let's go directly to it. It's called Online TED, and the email or the web address is actually onlineted.com. So the first thing you probably notice is that it's in German. Yes, this was created at a university in Munich, Germany, and they made it available to the community, and it's pretty wonderful. And they make it so that you can actually translate it by just pressing over to this tab to English, and we're ready to go. The first thing that you'll need to do is to create an account. So it's simple. It's just one-page form. You put in all your relevant details, click send, and you will receive an email with your credentials. So let's get started. Press the login. My credentials are filled in here already, and I'm going to log in as a lecturer because I will be creating a poll to be used and to present. So here we go. And the first screen that you will see is a session login. This is the website address that you would project on the screen to your class or at the conference on the big screen. And here is the access code that should be entered in on their mobile phones so that they can get access to the answer page. So let's go on from here. The poll viewer page is where you actually start up your polls. So let's just take a quick look at something here, and you can see you could put in artwork and the answers come up, and this is what they would see on the screen. Again, it would project the address that they go to and their access code. So let me go back to poll viewer. Here we go, quick poll. Quick poll is if you have something that you want to do very quickly and you just need yes or no answers or low or high. You could actually do something like this, and you could, again, it's the same code, and you have the answers which they can enter in on their answer page on their cell phones. So the way you actually use this, just so you know, is that once they have made their polls, you click Start Countdown, and it will tally the votes while they're all voting, and what you shall see is some results coming up in real time on the page. Since I didn't vote, there's no 0% of voting, but you can see that it presents it in real time, the group's responses. So let's go back to poll viewer and start making a poll. We would go to poll editor, and we would go create a new poll. And what you would do here is put in the name of the poll. So let's see, what am I going to name it? So what is the largest planet in our solar system? Okay, and I'm just going to copy and paste this because that's going to be my question. And I'll put in some answers. Let's see, Mars. I'll put in Earth, and the answer, which we know, is Jupiter. Okay, then I go down here, and if I want to press in the solution, I know it's C, so I'll do C. And here is where you can add some artwork. If you want to do something that would add to the aesthetic of the page, you can choose a file from your computer. It can't be any larger than 2 megabytes, and you see the different formats available. And then you would click Save, and let's go back and let's see what we've got. All right, what is the largest planet in our solar system? We have one question. So you know what? Let's do this. So let's go back to poll viewer, and I'm going to start the poll. And now, just so you can get a sense of it, I'm going to bring over an emulator page that has a website on it, and so you can see what it looks like when it's happening. I'm just going to bring this over a little further. Great. So now what we're going to do is, I just logged on to Online TED, and this is what I see. and I'm going to put in my access code, which is 8213. So 8213, and then I'm going to press login. And now you see that my answers correlate with the answers that you see on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and vote. I'm going to say it's Jupiter. And you see my vote is registered here, and now it's time for everybody to hurry up. So I'm going to start the countdown as the lecturer. And it's very important that you press the countdown button, because that's what's going to register all the votes on the back end. And now you see in real time it tallies all the votes and says which was the right answer and how many people voted for it. It's a good class. Everybody got it right. So now I'm going to show you another option with this, which is if you want to use multiple questions. So we have here another test, which is, let's look at your stress levels. Now, what I did here is I made two questions on this test, and the reason why I did that was because I wanted to have a session where I was, at the beginning of the session, I was testing their stress levels, and at the end of the session. So the way you do this is you go to Poll Editor, and let's just go to Edit. You create a 2-question quiz, or 3 if you're going to do it at increments throughout the course. But you do it all in the same page here, and you come back to it because it will be registered all under the same access code number. And it can be a little tricky if you don't do it this way, because you may not get the right registration and it may not let you vote again. So you have to set it up as 3 questions or 2 questions, however many that you have. And then you would just minimize the screen and then bring it back up when you were ready to go on to the next. So let's do this test. So I'm going to press start. Okay, I'm going to bring over my emulator, and I'm going to press in 8213. Okay, and as you see, it corresponds with what's there. So the test has started, and I'm going to say I'm calm. Let's see, I registered my vote. And so let's start the countdown. Now there's one thing I want to show you. So you see, you get a message back once you voted that your vote was recorded. So what you would do here is, in the event that you were having something, a 2-part question, you could minimize the screen and then bring it back up when you're ready to go again, and press next question. Up it would come again, and this would reset itself. So I'm going to go ahead and press that. I have the vote. Press start countdown because I want it to get recorded. It tells me my vote was recorded here. And it says I'm stressed this time. Okay, so let's go to Poll Viewer so we can get back out to this, and we'll go to Poll Editor now. I want to show you something that's very great, that's very cool about this program, and that is you can get your statistics. And so let's see what happened with stress levels here. I can go and choose the date of my most recent. So let's see, I did this at 2054, and let's review our stats. So at the beginning, we were a calm group. At the end, we were stressed. And what's nice is that you can also print your view right there and get a nice printout if you'd like to share that or put that in some written materials. Now, another thing that you should know about this tool here on your cell phone is that it could potentially come up in German. Yes, it does typically come up in German. So what I want to do is, a good thing to have ready is I made some nice slides that before I started the poll, I would say to everybody on the first slide, give them a bit of information instructional, which says take out your phones, open a web browser, enter in this URL. Simple and very easy to follow. And then next, I would show them a screen which showed them the login screen. Now, as you see, we do have some here in German. There's no way around that to default it to English, so it's best to have both things like this, and just show them that the translation is parallel, write that, and once you do that, then you're good to go. Doesn't really stop them because it's actually quite clear. So that is my demonstration for you. I hope it's all helpful, and thanks for listening.